I came to Rothamsted in June 2014 because it is a fantastic place for anyone who wants to do high quality agricultural science. And of course in our case here, this is also linked to a tremendous history that you can see not just in this sample archive of soil and plant samples that date back to the 1840s, but also in many other areas of research that we've done since then. We can utilize our historical strengths. We can also even utilize some of these old samples to address a whole range of new questions, but we cannot stand still. We need to move forward, as our forefathers have always done, asking some big questions, some big, really even contested questions that could shape the future of the way we grow food and increasingly also even how we consume food. So Rothamsted, I believe, can play a significant role in that, not just here in the UK, but also internationally. My initial assessment of the Institute has demonstrated, at least to me, that we have a huge potential that we can tap to actually have more impact through our research, and that'll shape my thinking and the Institute's thinking for its future. Well, in an institute like this, there's always a lot of research going on, and since we are set up pretty broadly in terms of the different scientific disciplines that we're covering, so pretty much every month there is a highlight of some kind, and we of course feature a number of those in this year's annual report. Yeah, people are extremely important in a scientific institution. So in Rothamsted we have altogether nearly 600 people working for various parts of the year, and so we need to make sure that we not only have a nice work environment but also create professional opportunities for people to actually then fully utilize their potential. So I'm here with Professor John Pickett. He in 2014 was elected as a foreign member of the National Academy of Sciences in the United States, which is of course a tremendous achievement.
Well, it's obviously really great for the science that I represent, which is chemical ecology. That was the reason for the award. But for the Institute, of course, that has harboured this world-leading area of science, I think it's really fantastic.
So we're looking for Rhynchosporium, which is the most damaging foliar disease of barley in the UK. So it's one that's a particular problem in wetter temperate regions on barley crops. We're looking at resistance to a group of fungicides called the triazoles. Monitoring surveys started noticing problems with resistance to these triazoles back in the 1980s, but no one actually knew what the genetic mechanism responsible was. We can't actually go back in time and introduce gene sequencing 20 years ago, but because with the long-term experiments we've got the sample archives, that's our way to look back in time.
We're in the Insectary here at Rothamsted, which is the facility where we rear insects for studies on various interventions for insecticide or insect control. Our purpose is to actually invent plant defense mechanisms, new plant signaling or defense mechanism repellents that could chase the aphids away and therefore provide an alternative to chemical sprays. And that's just one example of what will be required for a new way, a new smart crop protection approach that we will need to have in the future for making sure that we can control insects, diseases, weeds in a more sustainable manner.
What does it take to create an intensive agriculture? It has to be intensive because we need to produce at least the same or if not more. An intensive agriculture in a world that probably has to rely less on chemicals for that. The one major area is this question of how can we accelerate crop genetic improvement? What are some of the new traits to look at? What are some fundamental biological interventions on the plant side for us to look at, and how could we actually do it faster? Because we have now massively new tools at our disposal, genomics, high throughput phenotyping, all kind of things that we didn't have maybe 20 years ago. So, but in principle, it also means it should allow us to tackle some of these very fundamental biological problems in the plant sciences and also increasingly try to do it faster. The third major theme will be around a systems view of producing food in arable systems as well as in grassland livestock systems, for which we have a fantastic world-leading site at Norsvik now with our farm platform, but also the other facilities we have there. And maybe a fourth major theme for us will probably be the application of new informatics solutions for agriculture, or sometimes people use the word digital agriculture. So these are just four very broad themes, and each of them obviously has space for doing many things, and we have to focus down now and finding out which of those are the ones that we are best placed to do. We need to have excellence in science. That is absolutely important and the most important thing, because without innovation, without excellence and innovation, you cannot have an applied or pipeline of products coming out into the real world. Yeah, campus development is extremely important because we, on one side, have to have excellent facilities to do excellent science. So that's buildings, equipment, and the supporting mechanisms. But we also need new models for doing science. And what we had in 2014 was a lot of construction work that will now lead to the formation of the Rothamsted Center for Research and Enterprise, or ROCRE, which is a new venture that will become fully operational in 2015. I'm looking forward to the next annual report a year from now with great excitement, because I hope we'll show already that we're on the right track, but work never stops.